Wow, golly gee, season 2. Get the gloves off for this one. So, how can we start off this magnificent season? Well, what better way than to teach all you beautiful young people out there how to plan in just 9 easy steps. Now, 9 is an odd number, but I'll swallow my pride just for you. Don't tell the others. Now, it doesn't matter who you are. What matters is your plan. Now, imagine for a moment if you try to throw a party for your friend, or you try to save your nuclear family from splitting apart at the seams. Imagine how embarrassing it would be to go for it without planning it out beforehand. It would be extremely painful. So, before we begin, I'm just so proud of you for tuning in. The fact that you're here to figure out how to plan means that you're that much ahead of the curve, and to that, hats off to you. So, like most plans, we start off with a step 1, which is identify the end goal. Now, what on earth could that possibly mean? Well, like the intro to the essay, the end goal makes the rest come naturally. You need to look inside yourself. Figure out what it is you want to do. Think of the big picture. For example, we'll go for the birthday party. Keep this uncontroversial for now. So, identify your end goal. What type of party do you want it to be? Well, in order to do that, you need to move on to step, let's fix that abhorrent S, there we are. Step 2, my favorite number actually. Step 2 is, quite simply, W. In fact, it's 2, 3, 4, 5 W's. What on earth does that mean? Well, it's the who, what, where, why, and when. You can figure out who you're throwing this for, what's going to be, who's going to be there, all that good stuff. And once you have that, you move on to step number 3. Now, I know there's not a step right there, but I know you're smart enough to figure that out. So step number 3 is quite simply H. That's right. Spice it up. Figure out the H, the how. Figure out what you have to work with, what you can get. And then you move on to step number 4, one of the most pivotal steps in this operation. You need to learn how to budget. This school isn't very good at that, but I know you can be. You need to budget. Nothing in this world is free. Don't buy into that socialist gospel on CNN they're telling you. They're putting Florida in the air. You need to account for every possible factor. You gotta trim the fat. If something isn't accounted for and able to be paid for, the plan comes to a standstill. And you know what they say about standstills? Standstills equals stagnation. And what is stagnation? Quite simply, stagnation is death. It can be a small budget or it can be a big budget for you. Then once you have your budget all planned out, you move on to step 5. Look at that, over halfway there. Yeah, baby. Step 5 is to determine your backup. It's always important to keep your eyes on the prize. You gotta stick to the end goal, your script, until life smashes it out of your hand. And when he does that, it's time to pull plan B out of your pocket protector, you nerd. And when that plan doesn't fly so good, play it by ear. Now you move on to step number 6. You need to evaluate. Yeah. You gotta evaluate your backup plan. We can't see into the future, but you can get a little theater of mind going. You need to read your own palms, be your own little fortune teller, but don't rip yourself off. See if your backup is as good as it can be, that it accomplishes the same end goal or gets pretty damn near close. Now, say you have the magnificent third-party friend who comes up with his own plan. His plan offered a better solution than yours. Well, in that case, steal it. That's what friendship's all about, right? But, oh, I know, you're too good for that. That's so beneath you. Well, I'm not letting you get away with that. Until you can figure out your backup plan, you're moving back to step 5. You can't move on. But once you do move on, as I know you will, you move on to step 7. It's time to make the big decisions. Determine how to control the events and the plan to the best of your ability. It's time to kill off those bells and whistles. They've been causing too much noise, and you can't trust them not to talk anymore. Or, if you've been a good boy this year, you can add them. Take a final inventory to make sure that everything's in place like the attention to detail maniac I know you are. And then once that's out of the way, you're just about ready to jump right up to step 8. It's time to execute your plan. Whatever scraps of a plan you have after filtering it, it's time to go now. Then, finally, you let the tree of your labor bear its forbidden fruits. And you move on to step number 9. evaluate. Once again, evaluate what's happened to your plan. It's time to measure the weight of your sins. Did you give your friend the time of his life at that party, or did you just simply remind him that he's a year closer to the grave? But anyway, I hope this helped you as much as it's helped me. And I hope you're excited as I am for the next episode of Pain is Just an Illusion, by the way. I hope you're just excited as I am for the next episode of One Take Tutorials. I'm sure this is about to be a terrific season. As always, I'm Ted, as if you could forget, and I'll see you next time in the next tutorial of One Take Tutorials.